Hey all, this is Ben. Just here doing a quick character drawing for a client. Now, this is for his role-playing group. They're coming to the end of their campaign, and he wanted to commission his group shot of the characters. This guy is going to be an NPC that helps their group quite often, and he's a half-elven dude, kind of a noble, and pretty slender guy, slender and tall. And we'll just see how this goes. Just getting a sketch really of him in to show the client how he's gonna look. Nothing too accurate. Just that that lazy eye there. Just making sure that he gets an idea of what I'm gonna go forward with in the final piece. And this guy, he's supposed to be a little weathered, so we're gonna give him a little gaunt facial or feature right there. Maybe some higher cheekbones and some bags under the eye, because this guy's been worn down through the years from the things he's seen. Some thick eyebrows right now, and maybe a little more characteristic nose. Gotta get that elven point. I guess he's only half elven, so we can just give him a little less pointy ears. And I kind of draw, when I do this, as you can see, just draw pretty loose. Just trying to get finding those lines. And he's supposed to have, hair down to his shoulders, so let's give him a little bit of that, just some lines that show that, and then we can figure out what his hair really looks like later on. This guy is supposed to be wearing a tunic and normal slacks, but with a green robe over it all. So let's get that tunic, an idea of that tunic in first, and then we'll get that robe on over him. Don't want him to look too muscular over here, because that is not who he is. And I still use, I think all professionals really do use some of those basic methods that they teach you back in school, with basically building a stick figure first. A lot of people say they can only draw stick figures, and I mean, that's what all of us do, just with a little more detail. Just gonna be a simple pose here, nothing, just a standing pose. Another real big feature of this guy is he has this magical time amulet, so just gonna give a rough indication that that's there. Let's give an indication of a belt right here to hold his tunic in place. Then I just, erase some of those scribbles along the way. And if I were to finish the line work on this piece in the future, I'd erase these down quite a bit, like I'm doing right now, and then go over in another layer with some darker lines to digitally ink it, really. Let's give a little indication of his brow right here with some shadow. A little more of that gaunt expression. And maybe that's a little too much, but we can always go in there and fix it. Bring that opacity back up. And let's get that robe going on him. I'm gonna check real quick on my prompt for him to see if there's any other things I need to worry about with this guy. Orange hair, streaks of white, a once boyish face. He's kind of got that going on. If we got rid of some of these details like that and be maybe a little more boyish, but we want to give some indication of a weathered face, maybe some forehead wrinkles there. So a long green forest cloak over his simple tunic and slacks is what we're going for, and really this client is great, has given me a lot of freedom to just explore the character and give my idea of what these guys look like. So really the biggest thing is this amulet here and the cloak that we're gonna draw. Let's get a better set of legs going in here. Just a triangle for the feet right now, to know that they're there. Sometimes I just draw these arms and stuff even if they're not gonna be there. Just it's just always a good idea to have a sense of 3D space and where everything is, so that everything around it can be more accurate. Just drawing simple flowing robe right here. Maybe it's attaching kind of in a draping motion like this. So continuing onward, I had just didn't realize I had a Discord chat open from when I was playing Overwatch earlier, and my friend joined in and started talking to me as I was recording this video. It's kind of funny. He heard what I said about draping this robe. But anyways, continuing on with this guy, Coming back to it, you know, it's been about half an hour since I looked at it. I was talking with my friend for a while, but you know, I'm kind of okay where this guy is going. It's nothing fancy, but it's a character, and look at that flowing robe there. It looks a little, yeah, that's a better arc, I think. And maybe his hand's gonna be down here, kind of grabbing that in this gesture. Let's give a little indication of his arm a little bit better there. And I kind of just, you know, go in and carve these lines when I'm drawing digitally. And, you know, that's not looking that great. But I think we kind of get the idea. Gonna go in and flip this around, and when you do that, it's just easier to see sometimes your mistakes. Give some indication that this is going over his shoulder here. And, you know, if his hand is here and grasping, and this is going down kind of in a bunch. I jump all over the place when drawing. I think he's gonna have a little higher boots, almost to his knee here. And while I usually do a little bigger feet, I think I kind of like his feet being a little smaller and pointed. Eh, just thinking in my head right now, Jake Parker and his line, finish not perfect, and that's what I'm definitely going for right now. Just to give just a finished idea of this character, and doesn't have to be perfect. Just enough that we kind of get his what he looks like, the kind of character he is. Let's add a little shadow in here. A little bit lighter. Been having quite a bit of fun with this project. There's 8 other characters. It's quite a large group. As a game master, I don't know if I would want to handle that many people. I've done 7 before, and that was more than enough. I was kind of relieved when some people had to drop out of that group, just because trying to keep control of, not control, because they're all adults, but keeping everybody's interest in the game, rather, with that many people can be quite difficult. Right now I'm just kind of trying to give a little more indication that this is going around him, instead of, you know, just that flatness, which, you know, when you're first drawing out, that's pretty common to do, but just adding that indication that, oh look, maybe that's too much, but it goes around it, the body. So let's take a step back and look at him again. Hands are usually something I draw last. Always have been. Just not the most confident in my hands. If I work on them and give them some time, they definitely can turn out okay. Right now I'm just gonna give this little hand sheet where you give a little indication of the thumb and the rest of the hands. It works. You get the idea that that's a hand there. And let's go in and erase some of this right here, because his cape is not see-through. And erase that so we can see that this is all one piece connecting here. And I'm still not sure about this. It's swooping pretty low. I don't know if the amulet should reach over that. Maybe this is thicker and the amulet kind of goes halfway over it. Let's make another layer here, and I'm gonna give it's fine, kind of an he wants a forest green, so make it a little bit bluer and a little lighter gray, because we just need to indicate that it's a different article of clothing. So let's just color that, and you know, I meant to increase the opacity so it doesn't do that. But let's just color that in. really quickly, not accurately. That's what I love about this brush set. I'll link it in the video description below. It just makes things so easy when doing sketches. It really does feel like you're working with pencil, and that's something that for the longest time, well, I didn't like working digitally too much because it just doesn't have the same feel as a pencil in your hand and the sketching you can do with a pencil. But this graphite pencil set, I think it's called Stumpy Pencil. Yeah, Stumpy Pencil. It's really good. And you know, I think I made that a little too dark for even to get the idea across, so I'm gonna brighten that up with color overlay layer style. I'm gonna set this to I don't know what I'm gonna set with. I'm no Photoshop pro by any means. Let's just continue on. I'm gonna go back into this top layer, the line work, and something a little off about his body shape, just from freehanding it. Gonna bring that tunic up a little bit. And now let's flip this back to how it was originally. You can see mistakes here. I think this is gonna need a little more arm indication. So let's say that his arm goes like in that angle. Maybe this droops down a little bit more, and that's what I'm missing. The droopiness of the robe over his arm. Yeah, I think that drape is working a little bit better. And we'll go fill this back in over here. Darken this side because on this side it's looking a little too thick. It makes the thicker line weight makes it look closer to you. So we want the things that really are closer to have a thicker line weight. And of course a more important thing, so we'll go into the face in a bit and give it some darker, more clear lines, just so we know what's going on there. So our eyes are taken to that. Let's go in and create another layer and just give that amulet some. Let me find my color here. That's better. A little gold. Give some indication of color here. On the same layer, why not add in little orange hair. And again, it can be pretty rough right now too. And he does have some lighter white streaks to his hair. It's a little too dark. And I jump back and forth with color and line all the time. I know there's better ways to do it. I've watched people do it, but sometimes I just get distracted and have to get some color in there, and I think it's a little assurance that it's gonna work out in the end, and that I can keep going the way I'm going. Let's go into this face now and clear up some of this. Give a little bit more concise lines. And we can even take this color and darken it some while doing this. Thinking a little pointier eyebrows on the end. He's an elf. Pointy eyebrows are okay, just like, or half elf, just like the ears. And that you get that that repetition in there, repetition of shape. Filling his eyes a little more. Giving his eyes a little more definition, gain rid of these blurrinesses where some places in this piece don't matter, but we want the white of the eyes to come out, because eyes are just one of those focal points, one of those points you want to look at, and if you can't because it's blurry, then you'll look at something else in the piece. And really the face, that face is the most important element of it. Let's give a little Now it looks like he's doing a smolder, doesn't it? Yeah. Oops. I think I'm just gonna get rid of that in its entirety. It's not working out. Yeah, I think a simple, much more simple line is perfect for those lips on this guy. And I think we've lost those cheeks a little bit when I added a little eye droop there, so let's put those back in, give him a more defined cheekbone structure. I haven't saved this at all, so I'm gonna do a quick save. Always save after every major thing. Just save, save, save. Photoshop's quite a bit better than when I was first starting off. In that it autosaves quite frequently. Can't tell you how many times in college I lost progress on work because I just didn't save enough, and now I'll throw down a couple lines and save. Obviously not in this instance. I think the talking has distracted me a little bit from that. And as I zoom out, I notice his leg's a little wonky, so gonna just go in and fix that, and that did not work. If you hear the clickety-clack under my voice, it's my mechanical keyboard. There's nothing better than that noise. My wife gets distracted by it when I'm playing games, playing Overwatch and whatnot. It'll drown out her TV shows sometimes with how loud that clacking goes. And yeah, I think this guy's looking pretty decent so far. There's still, I mean, it's not perfect by any means. But it's definitely a character, and he's coming out. I think he kind of has that kind of stern look, like he's kind of staring in thought. Not sure what he's staring at because he's not thinking about his eyes, he's thinking about what's on his mind. And let's just, I don't have to, but I'm gonna go in and give a little color indication. I think I'm gonna sample that and make it a little more orange for his slacks. And those are a little distracting, so we'll bring the opacity down on that. and maybe even more so. And in that case, we can just make these boots a little darker than the slacks. Some of the other characters I did for this project have pretty stylish boots with straps and buckles and whatnot, but for this guy, I'm thinking simple, pretty simple boots are the way to go. Make sure those heels are matching up. Kind of given an indication of a calf too much on that side. So let's switch that around. Get that color back in there. Yeah, that's better. Let's play with this and find some colors for the tunic. Actually, I already kind of like that. Kind of a light ochre color. So let's go with that for now. And there's better ways to fill this in. Going in with your select tool and selecting it all and then coloring it in, but you know, you can't do that on paper, and it just feels more natural this way, even if it does take a little bit more time. It's sometimes just worth it to do, so you don't get tired of just process all the time. And let's give his belt a little bit of this orange, a little bit brighter, just to bring some more of the same colors in. And I might even switch these slacks to go with that color a little bit more. Yeah. Get that tunic sleeve in there. Maybe a quick indication of that over here. a little messy darkness to the inside of this cape. And I don't know, there's still a little bit of distraction from the face to my eye, so I'm gonna go in and give a little more definition in the hair. Some people like to draw way out here, but me, I like to get in there pretty close a lot of the time. The dungeon master for this gave me kind of a design already. I'm just gonna, it's much more intricate than I'm making it here, but just gonna give an idea of it. And there's swoops all around it, and this inner layer with swoops on there as well. Pretty intricate pattern that's been given. And I think in his lore that this is the key to this time travel that he does, is this amulet here. A little kind of yin-yang symbol in there. And that's looking, yeah, for a simple 10-second drawing of that amulet, I'm actually pretty satisfied with that.
Oop. And you know, yeah, as far as just a sketch to get an idea across of this character, I'm feeling pretty decent about this. I'll open some of the other ones that I did, and they have different levels of finishedness and whatnot. But I just kept drawing until I was satisfied with the idea I got across. This is a tiefling that's part of the group. This guy was fun. He's a ranger that's very attuned with nature. Has a owl bear mask and leaves and bark for armor. This guy, yeah, this guy, yeah, he's a bard, seafaring bard, and very charismatic, Flynn Rider type. Let's see, this guy, he's related to this one over here, and he, although he may not look like it, is a druid, and I kind of dig the Jon Snow cape that he's got on. It's pretty fun. This guy's really fun. Uh, he's a gnome barbarian, and he uses great swords, which are quite a bit bigger than he is. In the final project, I plan to use a pose like this. I'll probably just work off of this. But he's one of the first I drew, and I had a lot of fun with him. I originally drew him, as you can see, with a mustache, but I was told that he didn't have a mustache, so gave him a little shave. But I like him with a mustache. I might use this art in the future for a character that I play. And going forward, this is Kaya. She's a dwarf, kind of the leader of the group, and I think she's the very first one I drew of this. So I think she looks a little stiff compared to maybe not that guy, but compared to some of the other drawings. But it was a warm up on this project. She has a I was told she had a lightning axe, so I thought I'd give the hilt kind of a lightning bolt shape, and that was fun. Yeah, and I think I've got a couple more. This guy I'm actually gonna redesign, do a drawing. I just didn't hit the mark on him, although I like this drawing and the expression here. It's just not the character that I was given a prompt for, so that's gonna be a rework. I'll probably make another video on him, on drawing him. And this is the last one of this group, and she's a rogue. This drawing came out pretty easily. I was pretty satisfied that night. I think I did these 3 right here, and this was the last one I did. So you can tell first drawing and last drawing, when you get warmed up a little bit, things come a little bit more naturally to you. And this is the first real drawing I did. I've been working on another project, but more dealing with graphics rather than characters. And so this was my real first drawing of the day. I should have warmed up a little bit. I didn't, but I still think he looks pretty decent. But yeah, that's this character, or this character and this group that I'm working on. I'll this guy Malorn. I'll do a video in the future with him, and I think that's where I'm gonna stop on this character. Send it to the client, see what he thinks, and then I can make adjustments going forward on him, if I need to, before the final project. And all of these, these are just rough ideas. I'll give them much more, give them features, full coloring with shading, all of that. He wants more of a anime type look, but he's all right with the style I draw as well, I think. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. If you liked what you saw, want to see more, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'll be posting a lot more of the work that I do. And if you're interested in having me draw a character for you, I'm open for commission, and I would absolutely love to. So if any of these are something you'd like to see for your own character, just send me a message and we'll see what we can do. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Be sure to like this video and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks.